Dragon-type Pokemon are known to be some of the best in the game, and I personally consider them the king of Pokemon. So I wanted to test how good are they in a Dragon-type only Nuzlocke in Ultra Sun. The rules of this challenge are my Hardcore Nuzlocke rules shown on the screen now. Now, although the Dragon-type doesn't offer us a lot of encounters, I'll still be banning Salamence and Garchomp. Those Pokemon are just too good and you can run away with the game with those two. But in their place, I am predicting that Flygon will be the MVP of this challenge. With the intro out of the way, let's see how I beat Ultra Sun with only Dragon-type Pokemon. I stream this on Twitch, so if you want to see some future streams, come check me out. The run begins after the first trial at Verdant Cave where I catch myself a Noibat. Now Noivern is a great Pokemon, but it evolves really late at level 48, so until then I'm stuck with just a Noibat. I can also get another encounter before the Grand Trial Hala on Route 3 where I catch myself a Bagon. I am banning Salamence, but that doesn't stop me from using a Bagon or a Shelgon, so those are still legal to use. Now you might be noticing that the attempt counter at the bottom keeps jumping around throughout this video. That's because this challenge is really difficult and it took me several attempts to finish this challenge. So keep that in mind before you YouTube frogs comment about it. I also reset a lot for good natures, so I won't include them in the attempt counter. Once I got a run going, it's time to face Hala, the fighting type Grand Trial. By equipping Noibat with a sharp beak, Gust does about half health to both Machop and Makuhita. This takes them both out with relative ease. When Hala brings out Crabrawler, I switch into Bagon to take a fighting type Z move. It brings me down to half health, but a berry brings me back into the green range. I then use Dragon Breath to deal some damage, and eventually Dragon Breath takes out the Crabrawler, winning us our first Grand Trial. Now I have my first real loss here when I was trying to avoid these twins, but then I ran straight into this Gladion battle not being prepared. But once I made it back here on my next attempt, I was able to take him out. This brings me to the next Totem battle, which I have to say is one of the hardest roadblocks in this game. Totem Araquanid has Aurora Beam, an ice-type move that basically two-shots both of my Pokemon. It also became extremely obvious that neither of my Pokemon can actually deal enough damage to it. However, after a couple of tries, I got this attempt where Bagon crit both of his headbutts to take out the Araquanid. The first headbutt crit dealing about half health as he hit me with an Aurora Beam, taking me down to yellow health. A Figi Berry then heals me back up to full health as he sends in his Masquerain, getting off an Intimidate. Now usually this means that I won't be able to do enough damage, but the next headbutt crit the Araquanid going through the Intimidate drop, killing the Araquanid. This was some serious luck that I'm definitely not going to get anywhere else. If I didn't get that crit, this probably would have been a defeated attempt. But the difficulties don't stop here. The next trial is actually even harder. After a couple of attempts on this Totem trial, it became clear to us that we don't actually deal enough damage to this, and that this wouldn't be possible if we kept the level cap at 22. My chat and I decided that the level cap will now follow the Grand Trial's level cap, rather than the Totem Pokemon. But even with this change, we still managed to struggle against Totem Marowak. They might not deal a lot of damage to us, but the problem is that we can't deal any damage to them, so we're left in a stalemate. Eventually, after a lot of attempts, I finally get a try that actually works. Marowak always goes for a Detect on the first turn, so I use the turn to go for a Rain Dance to lower its fire damage. At the same time, he also calls in Salazzle as his ally Pokemon. On the turn that Marowak attacks, I go for Protect to stall the turn, and then switch in Noibat on the turn that Marowak protects. I then Water Pulse the Salazzle to kill it, removing it from the battle permanently. Now with Salazzle gone, I go for Roost to heal some damage, as Marowak goes for a Detect. Next he goes for a Flame Wheel, but since we are a Dragon type, it is a resisted move. Next turn, we alternate between Water Pulse and Roost, and we eventually take out the Marowak. It does seem like a pretty straightforward plan, but since the AI is random, it took a couple attempts for us to get the right try. But now that we've beat this trial, we can start cruising. I feel like most Dragon-type Pokemon don't actually perform that well in the early game, and are actually much more of a hindrance, but once you start making progress through the game, Dragon-types slowly start showing their true colors, being incredible monsters by the end. The next Grass Totem trial gatekeeps two of our next encounters, but before that we have the Festival Plaza. Now I actually received a lot of comments saying that PokeStar Studios is not as bad as it sounds, so maybe Festival Plaza is the same way. If you want me to give it a try in the future, let me know in the comments. Anyway, getting back on track, we head to Lush Jungle where we fight Totem Lurantis. Air Cutter from Noibat always brings Lurantis down to half health, so after stalling it out of Synthesis, a couple more Air Cutters is all we need to take it out. Not only do we beat the 4th Totem Pokemon, we also get access to 2 more encounters. By setting up Rain in the Lush Jungle, the Pokemon there have a small chance of calling Gumi as an allied Pokemon. Now, even though Goodra is a pseudo-legendary, I'm not going to be banning it because I don't think it's overpowered like Garchomp or Salamence. Therefore, I can freely use Goodra as I want. Our second encounter is found in Konikoni City, where I buy this jaw fossil from this lady. After reviving it on Route 8, we get ourselves a Tyrunt. Tyrunt has an amazing jolly nature, while Gumi has a respectable neutral nature. This brings us to Kahuna Olivia, who challenges us to an island trial. Her leading Pokemon is an Anorith, so a single Rock Tomb is able to take him out, but I miss the first Rock Tomb. He gets off a free Bug Bite, but next turn a Rock Tomb takes him out. She brings in Lileep, who has super effective moves against Tyrunt, so I switch into Bagon to resist those moves and go for Brick Breaks to take out the Lileep. This causes her to send out Lycanroc, who goes for a Bite to lower my health, but a Berry keeps me healthy, and a couple of Brick Breaks later takes out the Lycanroc, winning us the island trial. After getting to Aether Paradise and busting through Nihilego, we finally get our first evolution into Shelgon. After making it halfway through the game, our Pokemon are finally getting better. Upon reaching Ula Ula Island, I head up to Mount Hokulani, where I'm supposed to challenge the next Totem Pokemon. Now, Totem Togedemaru is actually a very difficult Totem to fight against because it has the additional Steel typing. No one on my team has the necessary damage output to deal enough damage to the Totem, so there's only one plan that I can think of. Now, if your mind defaulted to Toxic Stall, don't worry, so did I. But because this is a Steel-type Pokemon, we can't do that. A large portion of you might also be thinking of sacrificing a Pokemon like Gumi or Noibat, but that's not the plan that I came up with either. If you take a look at the level cap, Tyrunt evolves into Tyrantrum at level 39, a relatively low level compared to all the other Dragon types on our team. This means that we'll be able to use the fully evolved Tyrantrum at a relatively early stage in the game. We did change the level cap, so we might as well take advantage of it. After completing through Sophocles' puzzles, we're finally challenged by this chunky Totem Togedemaru. Of course, I send out my newly evolved Tyrantrum. I go for a Bulldoze, which is 4 times effective against Togedemaru, but it has +2 defense aura. It does just over half, but it activates his berry, getting him out of range to die. He brings in his ally Dedenne, but Bulldoze takes care of him as he goes for a spiky shield. He calls for Skarmory as he goes for an Iron Head, and next turn a Bulldoze takes him out, defeating the Totem Pokemon. Now all that's left is Skarmory, so I use Tyrantrum to charm down the Skarmory, and then I switch into Shelgon to use Crunches to take him out. This finishes the challenge, winning us a Totem trial. After a run-in with Guzma, the Team Skull boss, I make my way towards Blush Mountain to get my next encounter. Here we can find one of the version exclusives in Turtonator. Turtonator is incredibly important because it's one of the few Pokemon that resists both Ice and Fairy moves. This makes him a vital Pokemon when fighting Totem Mimikyu and Totem Ribombee. With the team looking pretty solid now, I do my preparations and I prepare for Totem Mimikyu. This Totem trial is going to be much more difficult than usual because Totem Mimikyu actually has a super effective move against us. Luckily, not only does Turtonator resist Fairy moves, it also gets the move Iron Head, which is super effective against the Mimikyu. So the plan for this battle becomes quite obvious. Start with Turtonator, and hope that Iron Head does enough damage. Mimikyu starts with a Play Rough, which does about 1/4 of my health, so I use Flamethrower to break the disguise, potentially getting a burn on it. As he calls in his Bayonet, it goes for a Curse, which is going to become a big problem later, but Mimikyu misses a Play Rough, and we hit a critical Iron Head, almost taking it out. The Curse, however, puts me down to half health, so I switch out into Shelgon holding an Eviolite the next turn. I don't mind sacrificing him here since he won't become any better, since he's staying as a Shelgon, but at least it'll give me the free switch into Tyrantrum to take out the Mimikyu. As Shelgon dies, I switch into... He even got a critical to wipe it in their face. Well done, Shelgon. You can live another day. I switch into Tyrantrum on the feint attack, and Crunch takes out the Bayonet, winning us the 6th Totem trial. That was a crazy battle. We got 2 critical hits, and Shelgon really said hold my coffee. But what's even better is that now with the Ghost DMZ, we can now get a new encounter in Haina Desert. Here we can get either a Gabite or a Trapinch, but since Gabite is an SOS Pokemon, we're guaranteed to get ourselves a Trapinch here. Trapinch is the better option here since we need someone to take up the mantle of the Dragon Ground Sweeper since Garchomp is banned. He even has a plus attack nature, so you know he's destined for great things. After obtaining Sharpedo Jet from Grimsley, and defeating the Team Skull boss Guzma again, it's finally time to challenge the island captain Nanu. But before that, we get ourselves an evolution with a level cap change. Flygon is finally ready to take the mantle of the Dragon Ground Sweeper. After finding out that Lily has been kidnapped, we make our way to Mali City where we head to Aether Paradise. But before that, we have to fight the island captain Nanu. He leads off with his bulkiest Pokemon in Sableye, so I start with Tyrantrum. He starts with a fake out to flinch me, but next turn I get the revenge flinch with Rock Slide to deal more than half his health. A second Rock Slide takes him out on the next turn. He sends in his Krokorok, which has ground moves and the ability Intimidate. I switch into Flygon to take an Earthquake, then U-turn out of there to switch into Tyrantrum as he sends in his Persian. He hits me with a Dark Pulse, which does about a third of my health, as a Rock Slide from me only does half of his health. A second Dark Pulse brings me down to the red, as a second Rock Slide from me doesn't actually kill him. I switch into Flygon to take a Dark Z move, and it brings me all the way down to the red, but next turn he gets off a Dark Pulse and gets the flinch on me, so I can't U-turn out. I have to switch into Turtonator, take a Dark Pulse, and then Flamethrower to kill the Persian. This gives us the win over Nanu, but with a lot more work than anticipated. It seems that this team of Dragon types is more built for defense than offense, especially with Shelgon and not the Salamence. Anyway, as we're heading to Aether Paradise, we get our second major evolution of Noibat into Noivern. After dealing with Noibat for so long, we finally see all our hard work pay off. It's like seeing your child move away for college. After defeating Lusamine's submissive and breedable little boy, we're on to challenge Lusamine. As I prepare for the battle, I make sure I have Goodra evolved so that I can use it for the Lusamine fight. She can be quite difficult since all of her Pokemon have moves that are super effective against Dragon types, but this fight actually goes pretty nicely. She starts with a Clefable, so I start with Tyrantrum with Iron Head. We are faster, so we hit the Iron Head and we get the flinch on her so that we kill next turn. Lusamine doesn't use potions, so we do get the Iron Head kill and she sends in Milotic. Seeing that it is a special attacker, I switch in Goodra, our special tank. We take a super effective Dragon Pulse, but it only does a fourth of our health. That goes to show how tanky Goodra is. Unfortunately, Power Up doesn't manage to kill the Milotic, but we survive another Dragon Pulse, and a Dragon Pulse from us takes out the Milotic. She brings in Lopunny, so I also make the switch into Turtonator. Since she can't do any damage to us, I use the turn to set up a Shell Smash. We gotta take a couple more hits, but Flamethrower is strong enough to take out the Lopunny. Her next Pokemon is Beware, who's trying to go for a Dual Chop, but since we are faster, and it has the Fluffy ability, doubling fire damage, a single Flamethrower takes out the Beware. Her final Pokemon is Lilligant, who also goes down to a Flamethrower, and that defeats Lusamine. Really not a tough battle. Considering that she's one of the few trainers in this game who actually have Fairy-type Pokemon, she was not difficult at all. With that mess out of the way, we can continue on our Alolan adventure. The stuff on Pony Island is a lot of nothing that happens. There's literally nothing that important that happens except for at the very end, where we fight the Totem battles and Necrozma, so let's skip to there. The first noteworthy thing to happen is when we catch Execute on Executor Island. Apparently Alolan Executor is a Dragon type on this game, so we can add him to our team. The next three solo fights are Totem Kommo-o, Ultra Necrozma, and Totem Ribombee. And with no shame, I'm gonna say this out loud, I Toxic Stalled every single one of them. I'm not gonna even hide that fact. The last three Totem Pokemon, arguably the hardest three Totem Pokemon, are all super effective against my Dragon-only team, so this was the safest and only option that I could think of. Including the turn that Toxic was used, you need 6 turns to stall out a Pokemon. This means that all you need is 3 Pokemon that can survive 2 turns each. And thankfully, I have 2 of the bulkiest Dragon-type Pokemon in the game, being Goodra and Turtonator. By redistributing my IVs all into health and defense, we're able to Toxic Stall the Kommo-o. I made sure to give them both a Hobin Berry to reduce Dragon-type damage, so that way they can survive the turn they switch in, and use Protect on the second turn. While not the most exciting plan, this is the safest plan, so eventually, Totem Kommo-o does go down to a Toxic. To take out the Noivern, I switch in Flygon on a Dragon Pulse, and a Hobin Berry reduces the Dragon Pulse damage. Next turn, a Dragon Claw takes out the Noivern. Now before we fight Ultra Necrozma, we have to fight this version of Necrozma, which is infinitely easier. Since it can't crit us, and it has no super effective damaging move against us, we can just set up a bunch with Shell Smash and Iron Defense and completely destroy him. Now, before heading to Ultra Necropolis, I make sure to catch my last encounter being Jangmo-o. Kommo-o is a pseudo-legendary, but because it's not as broken as Garchomp or Salamence, I am going to be allowing myself to use the Kommo-o. Anyway, now that we're in here, like I said, the plan is to Toxic Stall. I start Shelgon with Focus Sash because this Ultra Necrozma actually has a killing move against every one of our team members. So the only way to get off a Toxic was to sack Shelgon. Shelgon hangs on with 1 HP and hits a Toxic onto Necrozma. Unfortunately, here I have to let him die to bring in my next Pokemon safely. Thank you for his sacrifice, you've been most helpful. I'm sorry that I didn't let you spread your wings and fly. Eventually, after a couple of turns, Necrozma does go down. It sucks that this victory had to come at the cost of a Pokemon, but looking on the bright side, it means that it frees up a slot for our next encounter. After defeating Ultra Necrozma, the Ultra people offer us a Poipole, which eventually evolves into a Dragon-type Naganadel. I didn't ban him for this run, but in hindsight, I probably should have. The Poipole given to you has 3 guaranteed perfect IVs and 3 random stats, as well as the ability Beast Boost. Just think of Naganadel as a Moxie Salamence, but a poison special attacker. Yeah, that sounds really good. The final challenges in our way are Mina's Trial and the Totem Ribombee. After that, it's just the Pokemon League. Now Mina's Trial wasn't hard at all, but I just want to show you guys something really funny. Look at the stat boost on my Turtonator. This is what happens when you set up on a physical attacker. It's just ridiculous with Shell Smash and Iron Defense. Anyway, once Mina's Trial was done, it's finally time to face the last Totem Pokemon. And of course, we resorted to Toxic Stall. This time, I gave everybody a Rosalie Berry so that we resist Fairy-type moves rather than Dragon-type moves. Toxic goes up, and Ribombee goes down. This finishes the last Totem Trial, and we're on to the Island Captain. She starts with a Golurk, so I start with our newly caught Exeggutor. I equipped him with an Expert Belt, so Energy Ball is able to take out the Golurk in one shot. When she sends in her Flygon, I make my biggest mistake here. I switch into my own Flygon, who's holding a Hubbenberry to reduce the Dragon-type damage, as the opponent goes for a Dragon Breath. The Dragon Breath paralyzes me, but I completely forgot that paralysis lowers your speed. So this means that on the next turn, I went for a Dragon Claw, but since we're slower, Flygon outsped us, Dragon Breath does double the damage, and kills Flygon. This was a huge mistake. Flygon was a perfect Pokemon because it was the perfect balance between offense and defense. I even predicted that it would be MVP of this run too, and it hasn't really done much. This is such a bad loss. I send in Goodra to go for a Dragon Pulse and take out the Flygon. To finish up Hapu, Leaf Storm from Exeggutor easily takes out the Mudsdale, and a Power Whip from Goodra takes out the Gastrodon, winning us the Island Challenge. Even though we're finally at the end game, and our team still looks really good, you can see that I'm really bummed that we lost a Pokemon. This was such a good attempt, and I was trying to finish it without having any deaths. Sadly, life moves on no matter what, so I make my way to the Pokemon League where I prep for the final battles. After teaching Poipole Dragon Pulse, I get the level up on him to get the evolution into Naganadel. After a planning session for the Elite Four, here's how the fight goes. We lost Bagon to a Shelgon to a necessary sack, and we lost Flygon because I was being dumb, and we're not going to bring Alolan Exeggutor in here. This is our team going in. We have Kommo-o, Noivern, Goodra, Naganadel, Tyrantrum, and Turtonator. The first Elite Four member to fight is Molayne. He uses Steel types, but a lot of our Pokemon have Fire and Fighting moves, so this shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Bro, are you serious? This is not supposed to happen! Use your move! We have to deal at least 6% damage. Bro, that's 4 turns! Oh my god. Finally, okay. Why don't I put Lumberry? Why would I put Lumberry? It just T-waved me twice. Okay. I think we sweep now. Nice. And nobody else has like a priority move, so we're good now. And then Magnezone. So Magnezone's the reason why we have the rocks up, because it has Sturdy. Okay. One down. I plan to do you last, but that's fine. We're here now. Alright, so it can't really hurt us. So we nasty plot first turn. No, we are not gonna sweep like that. Okay, completely fine. That's Crush Claw. Dragon Pulse. Okay. Nice. Probopass already? Damn. Yeah, it absolutely wants to Earth Power me. Although it can Sandstorm and it can Thunder Wave. Which means we switch into you. T-Wave, that's fine. Ooh, because the Probopass came out second, we're gonna be working hard for this win. I could have given you Zoom Lens then. Yeah, nice. So who is this? Is this Cradilly? Gigalith, interesting. We do quite a bit and we are dead to a crit, so we switch into you. Bulldoze is fine. Okay, and then we go for a Dragon Dance because it can't do anything to us. Nice. Lycanroc. Okay, so this is definitely faster. Close combat kills, but we're slow. Yeah, it's definitely Rock Climb. This is Rock Z move as well. Okay. Over half? Perfect. Nice, nice, nice. Please live, please live. Okay. Please live. We have to live, right? Hey, look at that. Okay, okay. Thank God I checked my EVs. We're faster. Okay, solid. Nice. Okay, Stealth Rocks. That's fine. Let's go for like an Iron Defense. Shell Smash once. Okay. Shell Smash twice. Solid. And then Shell Smash 3 times. Rock Tomb's okay. Flamethrower. Okay. Okay. We worked hard, but we got through. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Acerola. I'll have to completely annihilate you. Alright, we start with a Iron Defense. Okay, thank goodness we're Iron Defending. Alright, this will take a while. Okay, we're +2. Shadow Claw's fine. Okay, that's good. And let's protect. Okay. Are we +4? We're +4. Let's go Iron Defense. Okay. We need +6. Good thing is, he can miss. Shadow Claw. That's the +6. Alright, and now we go Shell Smash. Once. Okay. Shell Smash twice. Solid. Okay, we're on +6. Easy. Shell Smash. Shadow Claw. He can never crit us too, so that's a good thing. And what is our speed? Our speed is 54. So we actually outspeed the Frostlass. Alright, look at these stats. I'm sorry. So now we sweep. One down. Hollow Sand, you don't stand a chance. I'm sorry. No chance. No chance. Okay, Frostlass, can't do much. Sorry. You're done. I'm sorry. No chance for you, man. Too easy. Too easy. Last Pokemon. This is Aftermath, maybe? It is. But we're so healthy. We're so healthy. No chance, man. What can I say? What can I say? Okay. Braviary. Nice. And we have T-Bolt. And Expert Belt should hopefully sweep it. Nice. Ooh, this is the one that doesn't outsweep. That doesn't sweep. It's like 50-50 to like, okay, we got a crit. Was that Beak Blast? I think it was Beak Blast. Is that... I don't know what that is. Is that Toucannon? Is that Oricorio? Doesn't matter. We won. With the Elite Four defeated, all that's left in front of us is the champion battle with How. The fight goes pretty similarly to all the Elite Four battles. I start with Naganadel and I sweep their team. Naganadel's holding choice specs, so a Sludge Wave takes out the Raichu. This gives us the Beast Boost, which is enough power to take out the rest of his team. The second to go down is Tauros. Then the Crabominable goes down. The next to go is Noivern. The second last to go down is Primarina. And finally, the last Pokemon to go down is the Flareon. This gets us the victory, making us the champion of the Alola region. Is what I would like to say, except this is what really happened. Alright, let's do this. So, we kill this with Dragon Pulse. And this should be good. Wait, I swear I kill. It turns out that when I did my calculations, I had the +1 in special attack from the Beast Boost, which meant that killing the Raichu would have killed if I had an extra 50% damage. So, I forgot to put on choice specs, and I lost my Naganadel for nothing. Alright, let's go with Dragon Pulse. Oh, wow. Okay. It's kind of awkward. I guess we go for Air Slash flinches then. It's Water Z move. Yeah, it's Water Z move, but it has Moon Blast. Of course it gets a crit. Okay, we go Head Smash. We f***ing Head Smash this thing. What the f***? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? I mean, we can't even hope it kills. We just have to do damage and then move on and keep sacking. Holy shit. Wait, how didn't Naganado kill though? I don't understand. Why didn't Naganado kill? Okay, Moonblast. How much is this? Okay, that's... Here I had one last strategy. A +2 flamethrower from Turtonator will actually kill this Primarina, and we even live a Water Z move. So if Primarina doesn't get healed here, we're able to set up the Shell Smash and potentially win the battle here. Okay, 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 okay. This is not gonna kill us. It will never kill us. Of course, I forgot it had special attack EVs. What a disastrous champion fight. And it all stemmed from one mistake. This challenge was a lot of fun, but the early game was brutal. But once you start making progress, then the game gets much easier. In hindsight, I should have banned Naganadel, but I still lost a champion fight, so what do I know? If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment on how I could have done better. This video took a long time in editing, so I hope you guys enjoy it. So until next time, thank you for watching.